Hi, this is Emily Dotson, and this is my video portfolio for the Design Tech Scholarship this year. I'd like to start out my portfolio with the beginning of the artistic year for me, and that actually happened this summer with a costume shop internship that I was able to have. I started the summer off working with Promo Costumes. They specialize in mascot and puppet creation, and I actually got to make my own puppet at the end of the year. The puppet that I made was commissioned by the Dayton Library. It was supposed to help children with story time, and I also helped with another commission they did. It was a full-size mascot. These are some specific projects that I worked on. I did a lot of body shaping for a mascot called Mellow Mushroom. I also made about 10 heads for a mascot called Josh the Otter. My proudest project is probably Scout. He was a mascot for an autistic camp teaching kids not to be scared of dogs. I was able to actually create the head and the body and the costume of the mascot, and I put them all together to actually make a finished product. I also made about 26 heads for a mascot called Chef Marco. It took me about 2 weeks, and I carved and shaped and actually created the final head as well. The last project I got to work on was making the Mount Rushmore president heads. I followed a pattern and constructed them to look like the actual presidents in the rock. At the end of last year, I had the opportunity to take the makeup class that was offered at CSU. And because of that, I was able to secure a spot on a movie called Sincerely Me. I was a graphic artist as well as a general makeup artist. That job led into my next production, which was Ubuwa at CSU. My main job was the assistant makeup artist. I applied all of the color onto the faces of the characters. I also helped Janelle figure out a color concept for each of the characters that helped to tell the relationship between each character and also their class. And we also figured out little distinctions to make in each character's faces so they stood alone as a character. The thing I'm really proud about that show was actually being able to paint and draw the faces of Mayor and Pear Ubu on that back wall, as well as help draw the soldiers walking in on the sides of the set with my scenic painting class. Some things we covered with scenic painting was wood graining, and we also did marbling techniques. And our final project, which I was very happy with, was a card that was 2 by 3 inches that I actually magnified to 3 by 5 feet on a wall and made into a mural. While taking the scenic painting class, I was also taking the printmaking class offered at CSU. I learned the importance of technique and process, and I'll actually be submitting the 2 artworks you see here for the student art show this year. This semester, I had the opportunity to serve as an intern for the talent group. They are an agency representing actors in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. These are some examples of the video auditions I helped run at my internship. I've actually had the opportunity to bring in some representatives for the talent group to our meetings at VTC and teach fellow actors about the process of commercial auditioning. I've also been responsible for bringing in guest lecturers for the meetings, as well as facilitating workshops for our students to learn more about technical theater. In addition to this, I've helped organize several field trips to local theaters in Cleveland to help majors get exposed to theater alongside their peers. I like to support productions in any way I can. This includes being a photographer for a student production last semester, and then following that I served as the assistant production designer for Dangerous Liaisons. I made the 1/4 inch model that was then able to be translated into a full dimensional set. Simultaneously, I was hired to be the set designer for a children's show at Brecksville Theater on the Square. The show was Winnie the Pooh, so I constructed the 100-acre forest out of styrofoam and foam sealer for bark and paper mache for leaves. I built it in my garage and I drove it up to Brecksville and constructed it in a day. I used animated colors to make the trees seem more cartoony, as if you were reading a children's story,
and it was really a wonderful learning opportunity for me.
And actually, all of the sound and audio you're hearing in this video is composed and edited by me. I use a sound matrix program to figure out melody and pitches for the different noises you're hearing, and then I put them into a program called Audacity and morphed them all together to make a song. And then it was edited through different sound techniques in that program as well, and then put onto a movie making file. And those are all techniques that I was able to learn in my sound class this year.